Now I'm going to start off with just general AI. Okay, general AI is the ability to program things more simply. And what will that look like? That may look something along the lines of being able to do like text to code, speech to code, and just using regular human language. What does the evolution look like? And when is this going to be plausible? And when are you going to be able to do it across all platforms that are available? And when I say all platforms, I mean all the different brands and all the different makes of different types of products, such as PLCs, robots, HMIs, things along those lines. So one of the major roadblocks is going to be a developer to develop libraries necessary to allow this either voice or text to convert to a programming language. And so really what that boils down to is syntax, right? That every platform, every brand, and every product, so I'll just start naming more names so you have real world examples, right? So, let's say for instance like an Allen Bradley PLC versus a Siemens PLC versus a Fanuc robot versus a Yaskawa robot versus an Epson robot. All these different brands, and let's talk HMIs as well. All these different brands have their own independent syntax. They have their own independent programming library. Now, the thing is like a lot of the libraries are not very complex, and they're actually like almost all the platforms are like some type of a C+ or C# or something, basis of regular structured text code. Even whenever it comes to like PLCs, or can be programmed in structured text, but a lot of times they're programmed in ladder logic. Now, I personally haven't had a lot of experience in trying to do this, but the thing is definitely on the back end that you could have a structured text create ladder logic, because whenever you add a button onto the screen, or when I say you add a button, whenever you add like a contact or a coil, so this is getting a little too deep and a little bit too technical, and I'll kind of maybe just breeze over some of this a little bit more. But whenever you add these things inside of your PLC program, there's code in the background that is occurring, that is making that plausible and making that item appear on the screen. So if you took it all the way to the very back end inside of Allen Bradley's PLC, and then the way that they generate that ladder logic, because it all still boils down to 101%, it's just ones and zeros. Every bit of logic is all ones and zeros at the end of the day. So there has to be a developer that can develop on that very back end. And then the next challenge is that you have to do that across all platforms. And I think that AI would have to become so intelligent to be able to like auto decipher like program syntax. And when I say auto decipher, especially when you're talking about like PLC logic and you're really trying to convert that logic, convert that back end library to be able to do ladder logic. For the AI to be able to analyze that itself, it's going to take a lot of time. I think we're 10 years away from that. Now, given AI is one of those crazy things that it could just be a breakthrough, and things could just happen at some point in time where it's like night and day, where AI just becomes like a sentient being and it just knows all things, right? There could be a light switch that's like that, and it just occurs instantaneously. As of right now, it's not, AI is not that. AI is not what a lot of people think that AI is. AI is a bunch of tools, a bunch of models, a bunch of, I'll say like programming structures. This is the AI itself, right? There are different programming structures that are tailored towards certain applications. Maybe it's a vision application, or maybe it's the ability to detect, identify images of like, say for like Google Photos, right? Like identifying a human, or identifying a pet or a dog or a cat right? So that's an example of vision. So that AI is intentionally designed for that, and its back-end coding is done in a way to be able to support that. So it's going to take AI a long time to actually be intelligent enough where you can just have it search anything and everything that's not just a written language or written information.